Party people in the place to be, live from 58 Dream Street. We're James O Games. And today, on this gorgeous mid-spring May day here in the city of Halifax, I'm thinking it's a beautiful day to save the galaxy. So here we are, episode 25 of our Star Control 2 Let's Play. We're on our third attempt, because I did fail to save the galaxy twice. I did fail twice. Let everybody die. It was sad. I didn't feel great about it. But this time around, we're doing it. We are saving the day. Everything is falling into place. Let me just, speaking of falling into place, let me just get stuff ready here. Launch the game. Fix my windows. Make sure everything's appearing on the screen that I want it to appear on, which it now is doing. Very good. Turn down the CPU cycles, and all the pieces are in place. So here's where we left off last time. Well, hold on. Let's step one. Can I identify which one? Which one? Final preparations. There we are. So, where we left off last time is that all the pieces are in place. We have the Denari, the distraction. The Denari's psychic powers will allow us to distract the Xurza and the Kor-Ah long enough to leave the Sa-Matra vulnerable. We have the bomb. We have the Utwig bomb with the power to obliterate the Sa-Matra while it's unguarded, or perhaps lightly guarded. Perhaps we're going to have to fight our way through a final battle here. Seems likely. It just won't be a final battle with literally infinite foes. Let's take a look at the ship. And we've restored the Chenjesu and the Murhurnim. Not just restored them, but enabled them to complete the process of hybridizing. So they are part of our squadron here. Which of these ships are they? That's a great question. Oh, I didn't add one yet. Well, we'll add one. We have unlimited resource units now. So ultimately, I think the only thing... Oh, crew up the ship. Hail British! It's at hand. The liberation of the galaxy. The triumph of the United Federation of Worlds. So, we're going to crew up. Here's the one missing piece. And I think I know why it's missing. And it's just well, there's two missing pieces. One is, although I've completed the Siren quest line, and Commander Jalala. Oh, whoops. My goodness. Yeah, was not paying attention there to the... I adjusted one and not the other of the volume bars. There we go. Now, with more appropriate sound, we have everything. We don't have Siren penetrators in the fleet. We were unable to acquire them, and I believe I figured out why. I think it's because, although I've completed the quest and Commander Talala has said the words and said them rightly, those words being, hey, you can have the penetrators now, I sold the Mycon eggshell from the Deep Child to the Druge, and that's the same evidence that you show the Siren to trigger their whole quest by making them realize that the Mycon blew up Syra. Oh, is the sound entirely gone now, British? How about this? Let me know. Let me know if I get anywhere close to a good level, to a good mix here. How's that? Okay, getting there. All right. Turn it up a little bit higher. Let me know if it's too loud. It's so tough to judge from from the mixer bars when a thing is appropriate or inappropriate. Yeah, so I think by selling that eggshell, I've just uncovered a bug in the code where because it's no longer in my possession, it just won't complete the final chain of step in fulfilling the quest. So we're not going to get the penetrators, I don't think, on this run. It's possible that there are other shattered worlds from which you can recover more Deep Child eggshells, but I'm not going to do that. The other missing piece is I never did figure out how to win the Yehad Civil War, although it's possible that you can't. Like, what if just starting the Civil War is the only thing that happens in the game, and then it'll come up in the ending? I have no idea. If there is there, it seems unlikely that there could just be a single ending to this game, based on the different alliances that you could have or not have, things that you could have discovered or not discovered. I'm not sure. I don't know. So, who knows? There's only one way to find out what's going to happen at the end, and that's to win. So let's give this a shot. Although I know intellectually, from a storyline standpoint, I understand the sequence of events here. We distract the Ur-Quan, we charge at the Sa-Matra, we probably fight a bunch of Korah ships, perhaps even some battle thralls to make our way to the Sa-Matra and get the shot. Then we take the shot, and then we see the ending. I assume that's how it goes. Senzore, hello! It's a beautiful day, my friend. It's a day where we shall save the galaxy. Or alternately find out the final battle is really hard. Watch me do it for several hours and then say, maybe next week. Oh, it's all falling into place. So, yeah. We're going to find out if I can pull this off. So, although, yeah, I know the storyline sequence of events. Step one, of course, is to mess around and figure out how to trigger that in-game. There are two locations of interest here, because the Craterus constellation is the heart of the Ur-Quan location. Yeah, I've still got a Druge Mauler. They gave it to me. No slave trade. I gave them the Mycon Deep Child egg. I believe that's what they gave me it for. No slavery here. We don't tolerate that in the United Federation of Worlds. But by selling that, I think yeah, you should. That's justified. That is a lecture that I would accept, shamefacedly from Commander Hayes, if I was the kind of person who would sell people into slavery in the first place. What was I just about to say? But I think because I sold that deep eggshell, I think that messed up the sequencing of the Cyrene quest. So even though I've completed it, and Talala has been like, I sent some ship captains and the schematics for penetrator vessels to Earth. Yeah, we can never get it now. It doesn't happen. I think that I messed that up by selling the egg. But at least I didn't sell any human beings. So yeah, we got that one Drew ship. We got a real rainbow coalition here. And, I mean, we even have, what am I trying to point out here? We've got the Umga ships that they give you during the very, very brief period when they think of you as the good guy. Oh, I know that in story, like in the proper sequence. I think there might be a bug where if you sell the same one that you showed her, the quest just won't wrap up. If it's not that, I mean, I don't know. It could be anything. But I did finish her quest and I did not get penetrators. Right. Let's go to the Craterus system. See what happens there. Okay. 520, 540. Yes. Like I've done that. I've retrieved the penetrators. I've lured the Mycon into the trap. I've done the uncomfortable sex scene. Actually, I don't think I did the uncomfortable sex scene on this playthrough. Yep. That's all resolved. And then she was like, all right, Captain, thank you. I've sent you now have access to build our ships, and I just don't. So there's some glitch at hand. Okay, 520, 540. That's okay. I suspect, yeah, it won't be super soon, but I suspect that someday I will be doing another playthrough of this in Ur-Quan Masters. And want to experience the voice acting, the remixes, and doing the lander not in the tiny little window, and all the good stuff. I did see a picture of them because I was watching the Ars Technica War Stories interview with Paul and Fred about Star Control 2. And so I saw a picture of what the... Yeah, oh man. Like, I did anticipate the joke that was coming with the Cyrene Penetrator ship, but it was still funny to see. They did not... they definitely weren't going to let the joke be lost due to subtlety. Okay, so the Craterus system, or the Craterus constellation, has a lot of systems. Where's Alpha? Is it this one? Yeah. Well, let's just start it out and bounce around and I'll see what I find. You know what? Let's throw down an alternate save where I've done the work of getting here. It's possible I'm going to waste a bunch of fuel just doing nothing. And then realize that I had it in my notes all along. I'll look and I'll go, oh, I was supposed to go here. We'll see. Pretty excited for this glorious triumph. Although it will be, like, it's bittersweet because I'm not bored, but I could keep on going with Star Control 2 for quite some time. Okay, yep. Alpha is where they're all hanging out. It's good to know. We're going to bring it in. Try to lure these dreadnoughts away. See if this is the planet. Are Ur-Quan like the Mycon, like fond of extreme heat? No, it looks like this is just a planet. It's an organic world. Right, of course. The Sa-Matra is the Death Star. I should have anticipated that. Of course, we're not going to find it on a planet. Okay. Whoops. Did not mean to fly into that Ur-Quan. Okay. Let's, no, we don't want to waste our mojo fighting unnecessary fights. So I'll just take it back. Fly on in. We'll check out the Craterus system. Of course, I know they're also... The Horology system is a place of interest. So... who knows? Well, actually, probably more people who have tuned into this stream than not probably know. But I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out though. Ah, come on, dude. Don't want to fight you. Okay. I don't think that Alpha Craterus does not seem to have it. But you know what? Because sometimes you can't see the space stations until you go right up. I think it's going to turn out to be in the Horology system. I have to look at my notes. Oh, hey. Flip the script. Now we're surrounded by... Not even surrounded by Korra, but there's some Korra in the vicinity. Fair enough. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rule out Alpha Craterus. And then having done that, I'm going to, Ohms! Welcome! It's a glorious day. Earth date, August 13th, 2158. The operation to save the galaxy has commenced. Although right now we're in the fact-finding part of said mission. Okay. Alpha Craterus. Just for completionism's sake, I will add it to my Alpha Craterus. Exotics and Ur-Quan. And nothing much else. Okay. Alright. We're going to mix it up a little. I'm going to go back and forth between between... What am I trying to say here? Go back and forth between checking the horology system and checking the... Actually, hold on. Let me look at my notes. See what I have about these two. So... Horology... Searched most of them. Does that include the middle one? Seems like if it's in the horology constellation, it would turn out to be here in the special middle one, Alpha. But I don't know, because I searched it before. Okay, you know what? No. Let's do... Just stick to the plan. The original plan. I will search the Craterus system, and then I will search... Or the constellation. And then I will search the horology constellations. Apologies, obviously, to the folks in the know, if what I am doing is a tedious waste of time right now. Sometimes it just goes that way. Lots of spicy Ur-Quan action happening in the vicinity of the Craterus constellation, which makes sense. It's right in the middle of the contested space. It's the primary battleground, you might say, of the Second Doctrine War. Okay. Oh, come on, dude. Trying to trawl through here. Okay. For all time's sake. Actually, I probably should be loosening up to make sure that I still know how to play the game, assuming that there's going to be some final battle type stuff to be done. Oop. Thought I had that one outpaced. I misread the inertia of the situation. No, Sensei. I am purely just fighting an unnecessary fight right now. Just to freshen up my reflexes. And then I'll get back to the search. Well, that didn't go great, but I did win, which is nice. Cadence, welcome. Well, right now I'm a wandering in space right now because the two Ur-Quan points of interest, the Craterus constellation and the horology constellation, I can't remember which one I have the stronger clues towards. I think it's probably the horology constellation. In fact, yeah. Alright, I'm going to switch it up. Check there. I know that this part is going to be very frustrating for everyone who's played the game, because there's nothing left to discover really, except the only thing I'm going to find is how to do the ending. So here at the outset, it's just a lot of watching me bumble towards something that everybody else knows. I do have notes. I do. I just don't seem to have... I don't know why, but I don't have the relevant notes about the Sa-Matra. So all I remember specifically is that it is either in the horology system or the... That's true, Holmes. I'm bringing it back to the 90s. Oh wow. The scene is bumping. And by the way, Cadence, I am honored. 1 of 6. Alright. Yeah, no. in all my many notes, I don't have anything that specifies to me what I'm supposed to be doing here. So we're just gonna have to figure it out together. Or I mean, I'll figure it out alone while everyone else watches me. Oh, come on, dude. Come on. All right. Yeah. All right. 468, 464. I'm reasonably sure you're correct, Sensei. That rings a bell, and I think the problem we're dealing with here, there we go, 468, 464, is that because I already knew that the two constellations of significance, I just totally didn't specify it for myself. Well, you know, if it gets to cat lunchtime. No, I'm sorry. I should not have said the word lunch because she's attuned for me to say the words and to say them rightly. Okay. Oh, this is not optimal. Nonetheless, Jartza. Okay. Let's say that, you know, the horologic constellation is certainly shaped like... That's another thought, Sensei. And perhaps... And, you know, I should just check it with my buddies anyway. So if the exact center of the horologic constellation is not the answer, and I haven't just figured it out by going to the place that seems the most significant map layout-wise, if that's not the deal, then we will go to the Zalkfot Pit and see if they have any... advice. Any intel. But it's got to be one of the two, right? If it turns out to be some third one, I'm going to just be real irritated with myself for not having made note of that when I was hinted at it at some point. But what can you do? And then it's all over with Star Control 2. I got to decide what I want to play next alongside Ultima 6. I think I meant to have some custom channel rewards set up for today, because I'm thinking of doing, like, at some point I'm going to try Pool of Radiance. I'm not sure how good that will be for content, but okay. In fact, this place isn't crawling with Ur-Quan. Makes me hesitant to assume that the Sa-Matra is located here. Or perhaps it's a little more crawly with Ur-Quan than it seemed. We might as well glance at all the planets. But I was here before. In fact, I checked out all the horology constellation and took no notes to suggest to me it was here. So perhaps... Okay. Zalkfot pick. Getting the t in the right spot there is a pronunciator's challenge. And then if they don't have anything for me to go on, Zalkfot pick. Aha. There. See, that's where I got. See, there. I can pass the blame all off. Sensei. No. But when I saw when you said it with the T the first time, I thought I wasn't confident enough to be like, I don't think that. I don't know. All right, here we go. Let's go talk to our friends. It'll be nice to see them anyway. And then, we might as well just shoot there. Fuel is barely fuel is not an issue at all. So we're just gonna keep on loading the save, and I mean. End of the day, we just go back to Earth and get everything we want for free. Good timing for the United Federation of Worlds to become triumphant at the same time that we achieve post-scarcity. Good Star Trek energy. Yeah. For the elite cadence, I can certainly see how that would be the case. For me, it's a supply of really, really hard Scrabble fought for RUs. And there are the 2 Ruby worlds in the Horology constellation, of course. Alright, excuse me, Xerza. Begging your pardon. But I just wanted to have a chat. My amusing little friends here. Thank you for welcoming me. It's great to see you. Yeah. He's right. Some things will never change. Yeah, if they tried to have a line appear above the presumably the font there, it would just. I would not be competent to weigh in on that question, Sensor. Kind of strange metal door thing. Trying to open this door. They could not open it. Whoa. Well, that could have been very helpful information, my friends, long ago. Is that, of course, is the location of the Cyrene penetrators. Which, Cadence, I think my gut tells me that the bug that is preventing the, let's see, can we just be like, hey, you know where the Sa-Matra is? No. Okay. Our friends can't help us with this thing, although they could have been very helpful if trial and error had not solved the what's it quest for me. Okay, continuing in alphabetical order then. We've looked at beta Craterus. We've looked at alpha Craterus. Let's go to gamma. And so I don't know whether these are appealing channel awards or not, because I don't know what channel rewards really are. Totally out of the loop on what's going on, but my idea was, since I'm gonna probably try Pool Radiance, see if anyone's interested in watching that, and at some point also the Starflight games. Not literal progenitors of Star Control, although certainly Star Control 2 shows some influence of them, from what I understand. And Paul Reich actually worked on Starflight 1. But both of those games are, create a party of characters that are entirely new characters. They're not NPCs with pre-established identities. So I thought, what if, like, for Pool of Radiance, channel reward could be just like, if I don't start Pool of Radiance soon, so there's time for people to actually check out these channel rewards, it'd be like, well, it's going to be the option to create one of the characters, pick the race and the class and the name or whatever. I don't know. Again, I know nothing about this stuff. Tell me about Freelancer, Sensore. Because I do not have plans to play it. But that's different from saying that I'm not interested in playing it. I know that I've heard of it, and yet I couldn't even, if I'm being honest, I couldn't even give you a ballpark of like when it was released or what it's for, what platform. Toe Jam and Earl was over my head as a young person, but I've quite enjoyed it in recent years in that Genesis collection on the Wii. Oh, Senzor, I gotta do my thing where I add what you're telling me to my long list of things people have told me are cool that I should check out. Cool. Well, I do enjoy spaceflight. Oh yeah, right. That's why I've heard of it. It's Chris whatever. It's his game in between Wing Commander and Star Citizen. Now, is it even fair to call Star Citizen a game, not a lifestyle? See, what he needed at that time was a crowdfunding model. Just to get really, really enthusiastic people to pay thousands of dollars for ships they might play in the future. Oof. Yeah, that's a rough situation, Holmes. Well, I will look into that, because certainly certainly need I mean, on the one hand, beautiful. Alright, as long as it's abandonware, I have no qualms about seizing it and enjoying it for myself. Theta. Oh, of course. It's had to be a constellation that goes all the way to Theta. Epsilon, Beta, Delta. There's Delta. And on we go. I think with the same gimmick of name a crew member for Starflight. I wonder if there's a hint here. I wonder if the game is saying something to me. Yeah. They're not trying to direct me away from this, that's for sure. Okay, so, okay. Delta Craterus. Oh, I think it's because I paused. See, now they're rotating. It's not super smooth or fluid. We got some pixel choppiness, etc. Okay, did I just save? Yes, I did. I believe that I did end yet. Okay, so the question becomes, what's the sequence here? Because this is not an unlimited number of Ur-Quan, but I probably want to do the distraction now? I don't know. I mean, worst case scenario, I can talk to the stupid tallow pet and then he'll hypnotize me to get him some tea or something. Tallow. Dinari. Alright. Well, let's see what happens if we say, hey, Mr. Dinari. Alright. Whoa. Alright. This is it. Once I've started, don't leave the star system. Alright. What do we do with this jerk? Alright. See you later, Xerza. Let's just try approaching it. Nope. Ah, yes. I just had to hit the right point. The 6 mentally strongest of the Ur-Quan. 3 of each. Alright, this is it. Here we go. Alright. Might as well look them in the eye and tell them what's up. Ugh. Lots of... I mean, I guess it's no different than me saying it makes my skin crawl, which is exactly what it did when you said that just now. Yes. Is my doom inevitable punishment? Sure. I mean, someone's getting punished. But what if Ur-Quan dominance was not your primary virtue? I would love to believe you can be reformed. Yikes. Okay. Well, this is it, team. I want to keep Fwifo alive. Oh, they're great. They're magnificent. The writing is terrific. And on the Thanos note, and I know that I'm specifically talking about Thanos in the Marvel movies. I don't know nearly enough about comics. Is that both Ur-Quan have plans that do accomplish the goal they want. Not that they're good plans; they're appalling plans to try to execute. But nonetheless, if you cleanse the entire galaxy of all life that is not Ur-Quan, you have prevented the Ur-Quan from ever being turned into genocide slaves again. Likewise, if you are able to enslave the entire galaxy, you will not be a psychic slave again. Well, you're less likely. Whereas Thanos' plan, he's all like, the universe is unsustainable, there's not enough, so we'll get rid of 50% of everything. Half of all life. That is a real rates levels confusion issue. What he should have done is just literally be like, I will make it so that, most families are only capable of having one child. Half the families can only have one child. Something that would stop the rate of population growth. Because that's what you actually need. Okay. A lot of pressure here. Well, no. In a sense. The big challenge, oh no, is that I do not want Fwifo to die. I am not open to Fwifo's death. The line, the Death March, on my second failed attempt, Sensore, I got to witness that really cool dialogue. How the Gzerza are sudden, it's just such a weird, real lawful evil stuff. Oh, beautiful shot, sir. Well done, Lord 21. Real lawful evil stuff that they will absolutely honor the Doctrine War agreement. They're beaten and they're like, alright, we won't fight anymore. We'll let you have the Sa-Matra and exterminate all life in the galaxy. But we still think it's wrong. We're going to let it happen. But we do think it's wrong. So we're going to warn anyone who we do encounter. Okay, Fwifo. Got Lord 21 on the ropes. But there's 6 of these dudes, and I absolutely want Fwifo alive at the end, and he's also my best guy for fighting any of them in terms of what I'm good at doing in the game. Okay, one down. Oh, that was bad. That was pure, oops, looking at the wrong thing. Wrong part of Whiffle's shit. Oh no. Ah! Like a beeping sound that warns you when you're approaching a planet that you can't see. Anything. Just help a guy out. Oh no. Run, 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 run! No. Whiffo's dead. Well, the whole thing's unsatisfying now. We gotta start it over. Oh, right. I can't escape anymore. So I actually have to lose. Okay. Good to know. I'll try that. We won't start with Whiffo next time, because now I gotta just lose. It takes forever. Actually, good to note that even the returner itself does quite well here. Okay. Alright. Practice run. Here we go. Wow. Don't know if I could I mean, maybe I could. I eventually pulled off killing all the Druge to get the bomb without taking any damage. I think the answer would be that I would need to train. I would need to actually practice. I would need to do some super melee. Right, okay. I gotta remember this, the shield timing is the whole Udwig thing. Alright, do it. Do it, buddy. I mean, buddy. You're not my buddy, pal. You're not my pal, guy. So this is heavy stuff, because not only... Okay, let's see if I can do anything with this ship in this battle. Right, of course. Oops. Okay, not that time. That went really badly. Because I was supposed to keep shielding until they ran out their energy. And I had a brain fire and I didn't even try to do that. It's alright. It's a learning process, yeah. Okay, so what are my abilities here? Obviously I've got a short range laser. And I've got my helpers. That was not a graceful way to do it. Okay. I can see how I could get some stuff done with bzz trim there. I do not really see a way I don't see the Earthling Cruiser as ever really having a good run against the Korra. Who knows? I'm just going to keep messing around for now. Oops. Hit a saw blade. It's alright. The Druge will probably not be an essential part of my... realistically, probably a huge part of my successful scheme is just going to be running a lot of them down with flip-up. Depth 23. Getting pulled down in the second dimension, but I was so busy watching that I forgot about the whole controlling my own ship. Okay. Let's well, hold on. Let's see if I can just run the table with Fwifo right now. Just get this over with. Oops. Okay, this was actually going quite well, and then I got lazy. Oh no! And stupid. Oh, okay. Extremely low energy is a problem. Okay. Alright. Okay. Here we go again. This time, I will hold the button for the Utwig shield. I have a theory based on what I've been explicitly told by people who are better at the game than me. Yes, I do have 2 of those now. And certainly I will do a 3rd in a different slot when I've won this, which I shall. In the fullness of time. It is time. And thank you at least for respecting my rank, calling me captain. You're a terrible, terrible person. And I have no sympathy for your suffering. But I'm glad you respect my rank. Okay. Here we go. Try to do better with the Utwig. And yeah, it might be worth going back and, you know, bringing more Utwig. I was into the idea of a rainbow coalition. Interesting. Well, I look forward to seeing what's hard about it. Well, it was a tie. That's a move in the right direction. Now the challenge here, of course, is that, yeah, you're going to get me. The Krummer, the Chimera, is really well suited to that particular fight. Not nearly as well suited, also being partially decimated in advance. But okay. Okay. I don't even remember what the Supak ship does or is like. So probably I'm not going to suddenly uncover a brilliant strategy here. But who knows? Turns out no. Oof. Actually, there might be a bit of a thing there in just luring out the fighters and taking them down. I don't know. I feel like there's no way I can do anything at all with Bracky here. But who knows? No. You'd have to maneuver much more effectively. What about Pfeffalu? But that's what you get, Pfeffalu, for manipulating the development of the human race. Yes, that's totally the strategy. We'll come back a bit better equipped to that purpose. Get on there. No. Now, the Ur-Quan are great. The Xurza, at least, they've got the goods for keeping the Ors out. They don't want to think about them. They don't want to meet them. Clean up crew. All right. Well, that's 2. Oh no. Alright, we're in the sweet spot now if we don't get hit by an asteroid. Or pulled off course by the gravity well of the planet. Okay, okay. 3. There is a certain beauty in the storyline of Fwifo turning out to be the greatest hero the galaxy has ever known. The bravest pilot. Like, it's not just that he single-handedly takes out Ur-Quan after Ur-Quan. It's that his specific strategy involves disengaging his thrusters and floating well within firing range of the enemy. Oh no. Hit the planet. This all fell apart right at the end. Four, but I do not think the Fwifo can do 2 more. And we're not finishing this game. Not without my Fwifo. Although right now we're right in the sweet spot. We don't hit the planet and die. Anyways, I've clearly miscounted because that was the Decora. Oh, we're done. Ha! Alright. No, I do enjoy being interrupted. And there we go. There's the answer to how to win the Civil War. Just go to the end of the game. Yes! Alright. New queen! I can see... I think I might, but tell me. Yes! It's everything I held out hope for. Oh my goodness. I gotta wipe my eyes. Oh, yes! Rocky Gardy the First. Hell yeah. Okay. Boom. Well, the Sa-Matra is a striking visual. Conceptually, obviously, perhaps not the most original. And in honor of that fact, let's call this not March, May 21st. Okay. The game is saved. This is the perfect moment for an intermission because it's 3 p.m. Atlantic time, which is, in this house, lunchtime? Yeah? You want some lunch? I'll be right back, folks, and we'll save the friggin' galaxy. And we're back. All right. Well, oops. Press the up arrow here. There we go. And let's see what they have to say for themselves. Yep, we've done that. Okay, I'm listening. Yep, I saw that in the graphic. Oh. Well, we're doomed then. Okay, that's the blue part. Don't touch the blue part. Got it. Destroy shield generators in the asteroid shell. Okay. There are 8 of them. We have to get them all. Okay. The field is down. Get the flagship. Move into the shell, of course, naturally. Press the big red button on your controls that starts the detonation sequence. Oh, great. Fingers crossed. I'm actually... okay. I am curious why. Ah. Oh. I thought he was being noble. I see now that the Denari were a bad thing for the galaxy. Okay. I have no skill at all with the... Fwifo can't play much of a role here, but he's done his part. This game is yeah, definitely ahead of its time when published. Frankly, not really, to me, not showing a ton of age. Although I'm sure I'll play Ur-Quan Masters and be like, oh yes, there are 24 ways in which this improves the quality of life experience of playing the game. We'll see. Okay. Well, I have no idea what's coming here. So there's nothing to do but dive in and find out. Yeah, that's step one. Okay, so these are all just weapons, and the Yehat ships are extraordinarily slow. All right, fine. Kill reds. Greens knock me back. Well, yeah, the greens definitely knock me back. Yehat shield. Yes, of course. Well, let's try this again then. Meepy, perhaps you'll have better luck remembering that you have a cool shield. I did. I think we were doing pretty good. It was still 21:58, like late 21:58, and I did it. The Subox and the Utwig did get in there and slow it down. Yeah, is that a frame rate issue? What's going on here? Let's find out. Yeah, because even the Bekonk are going much slower than they should be. Well, what we can try to do here... Alright, gotta manually recharge. An extra year, yeah, so... This was a... What I'll try to do, not as I play, but soon, is see if I can... See if I can, what am I trying to say? Turn the CPU cycles up and actually get that. Probably that's a kludge that won't quite do what I want it to do, but we'll try it. Okay, so big issue here, if I'm going to use the Kunk to do this, is that I gotta really pull the trigger at the right time. And of course I could release it in between runs there. Okay, let's just run it around and around. Fuzzy, keep bringing it back on those two. Ah, well now those three. We're working on them. Oh no. Lost my mind for a moment there. Yeah.
Baby. Dodo. Moron. Wimp. Stupid.
Oh, hey, I've taken one out. Whoops. Whoa.
Moron.
Fuzzy was about to find out if he's lucky.
Moron.
He or she. Shouldn't be gendering Fuzzy here.
Stupid. Worm.
That's the Sa-Matra waffle syrup. That's not a ship. That's a battle platform. A space station of doom.
Worm.
This is it.
Dodo.
This is the saving of the galaxy. You'll be happy to know that Whiffo played a pivotal role in getting us to the Sa-Matra, and is still alive.
Baby.
But not alive enough to play any kind of role in the battle against the Sa-Matra, which Fuzzy is going to just do on behalf of everybody. Oh my goodness, I should have aimed that much better.
Shark. Moron. Wimp. Moron. Shark.
The frame rate issue, combined with the general wackiness of the Pekunk vessels, is certainly making this a drawn-out process.
Stupid. Moron.
That's okay.
Shark. Fool. Stupid.
It's, well, he's a wonderful ship and a wonderful character. So I think that helps. I think that the character himself
Wimp.
plays out so goofy
Baby.
and cowardly when you find out that, wow, these,
Wimp. Shark.
oh my goodness, Holmes, that's brilliant.
Stupid. Moron.
Two down.
Fool.
Yeah, this is just like the joy of Whiffo. The fact that the Pekunk are so speedy and maneuverable
Dodo.
that they can literally just scoff at the defenses of the Sa-Matra, the greatest battle weapon the galaxy has ever known.
Stupid.
Battle weapon.
Moron.
The greatest destructive force. There, that's a better turn of phrase there.
Idiot. Dodo. Worm. Stupid.
Whoops.
Baby.
Fortunately, the greens are not big hurties.
Wimp.
Ah,
Fool. Baby. Wimp.
okay.
Stupid. Loser.
Also, Waffle Syrup, you showed up just a moment too late to find out the Ahat Civil War turns out to just resolve itself
Shark.
when you launch the attack on the Sa-Matra. If you've initiated that war and had the Pekunk absorbed into the Ahat, they show up at the last moment and they're like, Captain, we heard you're attacking the Sa-Matra. Oops. Oh, Fuzzy, what are you doing? You got too tied up in telling a story. That's okay.
Baby.
Fuzzy's got a coin flip chance of just continuing the fight.
Worm. Dummy. Stupid. Dummy.
Oh no.
Dodo. Fool.
They just show up and they're like, hey, we won the war! The queen has been deposed and we have a new queen!
Worm. Baby. Dummy.
Yeah, that's true. And, I mean, Fuzzy has a 50% chance of continuing the fight anyway.
Moron. Dodo.
Ugh.
Moron.
Yeah, and the Ahat have a new queen. Can you guess where this is going, Waffle Syrup?
Worm.
The new queen
Stupid.
is a Pekunk! They've decided to follow the leadership of the Pekunk. I know Fuzzy's taking that hit. Come on. Yes! Oh, and for a beautiful moment there, the frame rate went up.
Shark. Dodo. Quit.
That was the real miracle.
Loser. Baby.
Who's gonna save the galaxy if not Fuzzy? Oh shit! Fuzzy, run!
Moron. Stupid. Twit.
Wow. Fuzzy's luck is outrageous.
Dummy. Stupid. Fool. Baby. Whip. Idiot.
Oops! Come on, Fuzzy. Yes! Fuzzy stays, the kid stays in the picture.
Wimp. Loser. Stupid. Baby.
Ah, wrong button. Saw that coming. Come on. Okay, took another one out. Yeah. This is it. This is the 70 resurrections in a row run. We need scientific notation to express the odds of how unlikely it was for Fuzzy to stay alive through this whole thing, I bet. No, I think I'll actually get it done pretty soon. Hopefully with Fuzzy.
Dummy.
More than
Jerk.
we are, we're doing it, team.
Dummy.
3 to go.
Stupid.
And at least some of them have damage.
Dodo. Jerk. Idiot. Dodo.
Yeah, so far, I mean, that's not bad luck.
Worm.
I can see why. But tell me the secret, Cadence.
Dodo.
Or not, sorry, not, not the secret. But, what do speedrunners have to do to win this? Fast enough. Oh, come on, Fuzzy. Yes! 1 in 32. Oh, wow. Well, yeah, geez. 1 come here. My goodness.
Loser.
Uh-oh.
Fool. Idiot. Stupid. Jerk. Wimp.
So it's just a lot of really effective use of...
Jerk. Dummy.
Wait, what did the...
Twit.
I never understood... I didn't use the Khmer enough to come to understand what the secondary was even doing, actually, now that I think about it. Alright, Fuzzy. It was cool. It, what I assume... I didn't play enough Star Control 1 to be sure of this. What I assume was happening... Okay. Just get some distance, Fuzzy. Flee. Well, Fuzzy, we hardly knew you, but, I mean, thank you for doing a whole bunch. That's what it was, because I saw it was putting a thing when I hit the secondary. Yeah, not going to do much for you. So I guess with the Khmer, it's all about just piloting really well and having your... Yes, but what I was going to... That's true, Holmes. What I was going to say is that... Because I didn't play enough Star Control 1, but what I was guessing was that maybe the little drones were kind of like the merm. Okay. Yeah, that was not a speedrunner's method. All right, Fuzzy. We got to honor you now. Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? There's my escape pod. There's me. Yeah, that was awfully close, Waffle Syrup. Yeah. When I awoke, there was an angel floating above me. I knew I was dead. That's Talala, dude. But if one has to die, I thought... So the ending goes immediately to the prurient. This was definitely the right way to be dead. That was about the time I heard Talana's voice, telling me to stop babbling and listen for a moment. I'm trying to narrate here, Talana. She told me that the escape pod had almost been torn in half. I'd been unconscious for over 3 weeks. But my crew and I had succeeded in our mission. By the force of the explosion, amplified by the Khmer crystals, had been sufficient to vaporize the Sa-Matra. And following the destruction of the Sa-Matra battle platform, the fleets of the Ur-Quan and the Korra had fallen into chaos and had been vanquished by Khmer forces and allied starships. Then, Talana told me to sit up. She said there was something she thought I'd like to see. I pulled myself up and looked around. Hey, that guy doesn't have a mustache. I was in the sick bay of the starbase, looking out over Earth. Beneath me throbbed the sick red glow of the Ur-Quan slave shield. But it's about to go down, isn't it? Talana smiled and said, for the past few days, Khmer had been working on lowering the shield. And then it should be neutralized right about now. The flare of ink doesn't light the slave shield vanished. And for the first time in my life, I saw the true colors of Earth. Blues and greens in 1,000 different shades, just like every other water world I've ever seen. As we watched, we could see the first signs of ships coming up from Earth. They didn't waste any time. They lifted from the planet's surface to join us in space. The destiny of mankind had been delayed for over 20 years. But now our world was free and nothing could stop us. I stayed in that hospital for almost a month. But that day, I watched the shield fall and beautiful Talana stood at my side. I'll never forget that day. Not for the rest of my life, and I won't. But grandfather, then what happened? Yeah, how did you get home? How long did it take before you and Grandma finally got married? Oh, well, we intended to come right home. We got a little sidetracked. Talana and I didn't make it back here to Unserwald till almost 5 years later. But grandfather, what happened? Where did you go? Why do the kids have such wiener voices? And how did you find the Mark II? That, my children, is an entirely different story. Strong genes, Holmes. Captain James has strong genes. Ah, you're welcome. Thank you for making the game. Or, right. I guess you're not literally Fred and Paul. Ah, from ye. Was it inevitable though? Because 2 out of 3 times it didn't happen. That makes sense, kids. But was that part of their long-term plan? I hoped. How? I'd prefer... I don't think you got the smoke, buddy. I believe... I should, Caden. And will. Once we're done here. We are the best. Hey, come on now. Good to smell you, my friend. My extra-dimensional horror of a friend. Hello. I see you've got your Hood of Triumph on. Yeah. That was the big moment. That was the turning point. Not when I destroyed the Sa-Matra and saved the galaxy. You're very clearly not wearing a domino mask, my friend. Yeah. Well, you're dead, buddy. Yes, that's true. No, I know. Oh, you weren't second banana in my heart. The two of you were co-stars in a two-hander in that quadrant of the galaxy. No. We got this whole thing on my planet where we don't, well, not on my planet, but at least in my culture, we don't eat dogs. Which is always, I don't know. Like, I don't think you should eat dogs, but I'm a vegetarian. I always find it odd when people who eat meat get super self-righteous about specifically eating dogs. I eat pigs, but they're just as smart as dogs. But I prefer not to examine my choices, so I'm gonna say that you're weird and gross. Oh, you've got a revealing outfit. Yep, it's me. You did call me that as well, and that. No, I didn't, but that's funny, and it makes sense. Although I think my argument to the Supox in a real dialogue would be, there's a real clear distinction between you and broccoli because of sentience. Like if there were just like meat flowers, wouldn't as a vegetarian I would have no objections to the consumption of meat flowers. It doesn't. We're gonna check out. We're gonna fire up Ur-Quan Masters 2 for a few minutes here. Ur-Quan Masters 1. 2 doesn't exist. Yet. It exists. Heavy's working on it. Give me time. Ah, the age of the hotline. Waffle syrup, does that make any sense? Does that resonate with you at all? The idea that people would call a number and pay an absurd per minute rate to just like listen to pre-recorded messages telling them like what they missed on the WWF that week or something? An existential thriller. Oh yeah. Yeah, that sounds like a real natural blend. Huh. Gotta add that to my list of things that I'm gonna look into. Listen, you're gonna get the same thing you got in this time around. Ooh. Let me open that and then immediately pause it.
Friends would walk up to me and just be like,
Said immediately pause it. There we go. Check that out. I've also got to finish the Ars Technica folks, in addition to their War Stories videos, which are obviously edited interviews, they started posting the full versions. So I started watching the 2-hour Paul and Fred talk about Star Control 2. And how do you feel? I hope you think that you kind of had this coming. Listen, I will absolutely pay to see that musical. Come on. Not that bad. My tongue is not that pulpy. And I don't think it... Okay, fine, it is wriggling around like a hideous worm. You got me there, pal. You didn't. You should have stuck with cleanse, pal. Should have improvised that one. No, but I bet you do. Friggin' know-it-all jerk. I have. They're going to be adapted into a major motion picture. Not that much later in the original Earth timeline. Hold on. No Spathio or Melnorm in the ending? I assume they were saving the Melnorm for the end because that's the song that people want to hear at the very end, right? Okay, well, all right. Star Control 2. Folks, I do got a bit of time here. That's true, Waffle Syrup. But when the director yells cut, we can just, flip the light switch and the red light goes off and there's no slave ship. Yeah, Star Control 2. Wow. So, I've mentioned this many times in this run, but I first heard of this game in the late 90s when I got the internet and was reading. Yeah, the Spathi don't want to know the war's over. They just want to be under the slave shield. Yeah. It's on the internet just reading articles about classic PC games on some gaming site that's probably long defunct. And I read about this and I thought, that game sounds really cool. It fired up my imagination about what it might be like. And yet, at the time, I never came across it. I never saw a copy when I went to rent video games from the game store or anything like that. And then and I was never a big, wares, W-A-R-E-Z, stealing games off of buggy sites. I was too into emulators, stealing games that way, off of less offensive sites. And so I just never linked up with it. But I always remembered it because it sounded so cool when I read about it. And then here we are, some 20 plus years later, I played the game, and it was everything I ever imagined it to be, literally. Practically nothing more, except just that, I don't know that I could have anticipated that it would be everything that I hoped and thought it would be. It was a wonderful game. 5 out of 5, A+, whatever rating, 2 thumbs up. Just magnificent, start to finish. The CRPG Addict did this game, calling it an RPG. I think you could quibble a lot, but whether it's an RPG, I would call it an RPG. It's unconventional, but I can see the claim. But the CRPG Addict noted, and I thought this was a fair point, that because Star Control 1 is just all about the ship-to-ship combat. It's just the space war combat. And it was an acclaimed game on that basis. And then the sequel takes that and makes that a small portion of the overall game. And the CRPG Addict was saying that, like, how often does that happen? That the sequel to a game keeps everything about the original game but condenses it into a minor aspect of a much larger picture and succeeds so greatly. I can't think of another example. There might be other examples that exist. But holy moly. Well done. I am really looking forward in the fullness of time to both going backwards to the Starflight games, not literally in a lineage, but certainly a lot of DNA shared, influence on Paul Reich, some back and forth pollination between developers there, but also looking forward to going forwards in time, trying to see Star Control 3 reviewed really well when it came out, even if it's not generally regarded today as being anywhere near Star Control 2, not involving the participation of Paul Reich and Fred Ford. And further down the line, I'm a big skeptic of this Star Control Origins, but I'll check it out someday. Bless me. And then, some glorious day, Ur-Quan Masters 2 will come out, and we'll find out what really happens next, or what the pure sequel to this game is. But right now, I did beat that game pretty early, so let's, I believe, I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive that I installed the Ur-Quan Masters. And if I did I? The Ur-Quan Masters app. Let's fire it up and just mess around for a little bit. Probably wrapping up earlier than normal. It's not a bad idea for me today. Okay, here we are. Hey, right off the bat, Ur-Quan Masters has most control, so that's cool. Setup. Most input is not supported. Well, there you go. Oh, yeah. For some reason, I thought it was stylizing the most cursor, but it clearly isn't. Hey. Setup. Oh, wait. Here's the... Okay. 3DO remixes and UKM. Okay. I should leave it like this for now, right? Get the true UKM experience and not the 3DO experience. We'll get a little bit of voice acting. And we'll get a... Well, it's fun. Let's hear them. Let's go. I don't know. Okay, well, you know what? I'm sold. Let's try it. Let's go that way first. Here's the 3DO remixes. Move and press enter. There we go. Well, then let's do that first. Because someday I'm going to want to play this game again, and I'll do a full playthrough of this. I can do more remixes then. But for now, the official remixes of the 3DO game. Let's do a little bit of this, see what happens. The Interstellar Frungi League presents the Ur-Quan Masters. There were many great battles. Earth and her partners in the Alliance of Free Stars against the evil Ur-Quan and its hierarchy of battle thralls. And the Ur-Quan were winning. And they won. Meanwhile, on the edge of the known frontier, an amazing discovery was made. Far beneath the surface of an unexplored alien world. Couldn't get a voice actor for the narrator, apparently. A huge underground city. filled with the technological wonders of an advanced alien race, the Precursors, who vanished 1,000 centuries ago. Yes, Holmes, it is. But then the main Ur-Quan fleet broke through the Alliance's defensive line, isolating the planet, stranding the scientists 100 light years away from Earth. They waited hopefully for a rescue vessel, which never came. "20 years have passed. We, the survivors of the research mission, have colonized this world. We continued our investigation of the underground city. We have discovered its purpose. It's a fucking factory. It is a factory. A factory for building starships. But there aren't enough materials to make a complete vessel. We can only finish the skeleton of one starship. But that must be enough. Ah! Because you must captain the vessel. Did I turn off the wrong thing? And return to Earth. To travel the great distance, you must push through into hyperspace. Find out what has happened over these many years. Tell Earth of our plight. And if the war with the Ur-Quan still rages, it doesn't. Fight for Earth and the Alliance. There is no Alliance. As well as you can. And here we are. Hold on. I gotta mess around here. See if we can get this in a better position on the screen. Might need to make it a little smaller. There. That'll do for now. Alright, I'm Captain Zelnick of the Vindicator this time around. Looks like I'd have to go back to the start. Oh, that's fine. Let's do a save. Call it starting out, and let's return to the menu. Try again with this sound. Huh. Well, no, it is set. So I don't know. We'll go back in and see what happens. Yeah, that's quite possible. Why not? Only takes a second. Did it say that? But I just wasn't paying attention. Oops. Okay. Sure does. Read the whole 2 lines of text. Alright. Well, easy. That's easy enough. We've turned it off. We've launched it anew. Just like that. Boom. We'll load our game so we don't lose the progress that we had made. Alright. So they didn't do anything fancy with the Earth music, or the space music. Ooh. It's not really a huge thing, but... Oh.
Attention, interloper. Heed this recorded message.
I'm heeding.
This drone vessel speaks with the voice and authority of Ur-Quan. You are trespassing within Ur-Quan space. This world, Earth, may not be approached for any reason, nor will hostilities against our orbital platform be tolerated. In addition, your ship does not respond.
How much do you think it's
to
a
standard hierarchy identification transmissions?
voice actor experience thing, and how much is a deliberate choice that the
This is not permissible.
Ur-Quan, or the Denari, as it were, sucks so much air right up on the microphone?
This drone now leaves to inform the Ur-Quan of your transgressions. You are commanded to remain here and await the arrival of the Ur-Quan. Disobedience will be punished.
Fair enough. Alright. So I have some very clear expectations of what Commander Hayes should sound like. Yeah, Holmes. I've only heard a few lines of dialogue besides that.
Attention, unidentified space vessel. I am Starbase Commander Hayes of the slave planet Earth. Our hyperwave broadcast is extremely weak. Situation critical. Energy cores exhausted. Scanners and deep radar are non-functional. We cannot identify your vessel. Are you the scheduled hierarchy resupply ship? Repeat. Are you the resupply vessel?
Yeah, no, sorry. Starship Vindicator. So yeah, alright. I could do with a little more bass in Commander Hayes' voice, but the most important thing to me was that I was like, this guy better sound like a friggin' square. And he does.
The Starship what? Never mind, look. We won't last much longer. Here's our situation. According to our oath of fealty to the Ur-Quan, we must maintain the starbase, but we have no space vessels of our own. And the shield prevents us from contacting Earth, so we're totally dependent on the Ur-Quan supply vessels for everything we need up here.
Yeah, I think I'll change my
There's a
captain
hierarchy
name.
based on
I don't mind being
surface
the
of moon, but
Vindicator.
We can't contact them. The Ur-Quan were supposed to resupply the base at regular 5-year intervals, but we haven't received anything in almost 8 years. What we don't recycle, we can usually synthesize, but to do so, we need replacement radioactives for our generator energy cores. If you could bring us some radioactive elements, we can fabricate the cores ourselves. Are you willing to help us?
Yes.
Thanks, I'll make sure to mention this the next time I talk with our masters. I'm sure they will reward you.
See there, that very last line was more of the tone I was expecting with Commander Hayes. Yeah, let's change the name of the vessel once I've saved here. I do like that the save screen gives you data. It's helpful. Game settings. My name is James. I'm Captain James. No! I don't want to just use the returner again. The Vindicator. The Justifier. The Liberator. That'll do. Whoever's doing Commander Hayes' voice has no respect for punctuation. Just plows through. Club Fwiffo. Just bust right on through. So it is Mercury I gotta go. Oh, goodness gracious. What have I done? Yeah. Ooh. The planet rotates extremely quickly. That's a nice visual. I guess auto scan does all three at once. Cool. Alright. Now here's the time for the first big change, as I understand it. And not just understand it, but saw it in a brief clip when I was watching that War Stories video last night. Gotta look in a whole different place. Wow. Look at me go. Amazing. Oh, whoops. Huh. That's good to know. Guess if you get really, really impatient for the scan to be over. Oh no! Alright, get out of there, people. You have the radioactives. Let's crawl back to Earth. We're at least meeting Fwifo. I want to hear Fwifo's voice. I'll probably wrap up pretty soon after that, for now. Because there's company coming. I'm sure it would be appreciated. Oh, come on. Oh, man. Every time I go back to the start, I'm just blown away by how clumsy the ship is. Which is good. It's one of the points in favor of calling the game an RPG. When your progression really actually does take you from 0 to hero.
Did you find any radioactive elements for our power cores?
Yes, I did, Commander.
We're initiating transfer of radioactives, Captain. Now, as soon as our engineers can refit the energy cores, there, that's much better. Power ratings are climbing. Life support is coming back into the green. Deep radar systems and sensors are now online, and I can scan your vessel. What the hell kind of ship is that? Just who are you, Captain?
Just who are you, Captain? Yeah, he's doing his best. Yeah, I'm Captain James.
Star Control science mission, huh? Captain, I served as a Star Control officer during the war aboard several cruisers in the Corward
Already.
Front. And if there'd been any scientific mission to Vela, I would have heard about it.
Really? What if I said it was secret?
You know, come to think of it, there were some rumors that Corridor 9, the Special Operations Division of Star Control...
Kinda credulous,
was directing some
Commander.
hush-hush
Every
operations
time I'm
in
struck by
Anderson
this.
space. The Vela star system, yes, that would be the right direction. So, Captain, if you say it's true, how do you explain that huge alien starship you're flying?
So
And why are you here? What do you want from us?
I just wanted to save the galaxy. Was the Androsynth ship not popular in Star Control? Or were they just so committed to the storyline destruction of the Androsynth that they took it out of the game? Wondering which direction the gameplay versus narrative choice ran there. Anyway, yeah.
Fight the Ur-Quan. Win back our freedom. I remember having such thoughts myself once, long time ago. That was in the first years after the defeat, when it was still terrifying to look up and see the bloody glow of the pulsating slave shield overhead. Though day and night we gazed up at
If there are any
the
Clone
impenetrable
High
wall,
fans in the
as though
audience,
the
I'm reminded
sheer
of
power of our hatred would pull
the
it
episode where
down.
JFK tries to
And over the
teach
years,
Gandhi
I spent
how
so much of my
to
time
be
struggling
like
down on the
JFK.
surface under the shield, and then
Specifically,
later appeared trying to keep the
when he's teaching
station
him how to speak.
alive.
Slow down, what's your
To
hurry?
be free, to
Throw some
hate
O's and
Ur-Quan
R's in there.
Masters. And now here you are. In an
And
alien
now,
ship of unknown
here you
power,
are.
offering me your assistance to fight against the hierarchy again after all these years. Captain, your offer is intriguing. It's tempting to think that with your advanced precursor technology, we can somehow crack the Earth's slave shield and reassemble the Alliance to attack the hierarchy. This time, win the day
You know what?
of war.
For all my
Consider the
gentle
consequences if we should
mockery
fail.
ribbing here of the voice
Ur-Quan
acting,
won't just punish us
when I actually
on
think
the
about it,
station, they'll exact a gruesome
this is
retribution on the surface below as well.
astoundingly good
Before I
compared
commit the
to
station to helping you attack the Ur-Quan and
like
accepting the
every
risk of annihilation if we are defeated.
first thought,
I have
like
to make sure that you
Final
and your
Fantasy
ship
X,
have
for
what it takes
example,
to
like
oppose the hierarchy.
a decade later
I'll
when
make you a deal.
console
If you
games
can
started getting
eliminate
voice acting.
the alien base on the moon and get rid of that threat at least, I will seriously consider your offer.
Like, one thing you cannot deny, that actor sounds like he knew the whole speech and all the thoughts all together. Whereas when you're playing I remember the thing that bugged me the most when I played Final Fantasy X as a teenager was that it sounded like they fed the lines to the actors just like one line at a time and maybe not in order. So like every sentence just feels like its own line reading, disconnected.
Be
Anything
careful,
else?
Captain. There are probably a dozen Spathy eluders and Ilrath Avengers down there on the lunar surface. I don't know.
Oh, you
why
want to
they
make a
haven't
bet,
come after you
Commander?
yet, but when they do, you'd better have your weapons
Loser
on
has to
and
do
your
100
thrusters
push-ups.
burning hot.
It seems, since I'm taking advantage of his lack of knowledge, we'll make the price for losing the bet something that Commander Hayes obviously pays that price every single day. Probably more than 100 when you consider that. Like, is there literally just 1.0 G on that starbase, or is he staying in that shape in a reduced gravity, or as anti? Clearly, he's standing on the ground, so there's some gravity, or he has magnet boots or something. Well, let's do the auto scan. Bzz, bzz, bzz. I know I can speed up the scan, but I like watching the scan happen. No acting here. We have discovered an alien base and explored its interior. The installation must have been abandoned many years ago, but great care has been taken to make it appear active. Life support systems are functioning, fusion generators are full output, and robotic construction vehicles have been programmed to roam the lunar surface, bulldozing moon dust into random piles. In addition, we have found the installation's hyperwave, locked in transmit mode, endlessly playing the same alien recording. Although we cannot translate the message, our Xenotech, Ensign Rigby, believes the message is some kind of alert or mayday broadcast. The base is filled with useful materials and equipment. We will scavenge as much as we can and bring it aboard immediately. End of report. Very good. Go back to Commander Hayes. Oh, we'll also get to hear the Ilrith and see a fight, although not a real official fight.
Have you dealt with the base yet?
A little bit of sauce on that line reading. What are you, like, it's been like 2 days, Commander. You already sound so impatient?
I'll be darned. All these years we've been listening to their incoherent broadcast, and we never even guessed. Captain, listen closely. Long-range sensors show a ship closing on this station fast. Our computer identifies it as Ilrath, Avenger class. I think you
just said that thing about Final Fantasy X, and there was very clearly a break in the recording of this speech.
Captain, it's jamming our signal.
By the fetid breath of the Dark Twin Kazon, a human and an alien starship. How fascinating. When I intercepted that Ur-Quan drone and learned that an unidentified starship had approached Earth, I never expected to find such a remarkable vehicle in the hands of a human. Humans are prey animals, weak and helpless. But here is a human in an armored starship, and therefore in direct violation of the oath of fealty.
Oh, you want to talk to me about who's violating their oath of fealty?
The Ur-Quan will punish Earth most severely for this treachery when I present them with the twisted wreckage of your ship and your many charred corpses.
I don't know.
Since you will soon be dead, I will gladly explain. We have spent many
I feel like the
bravely preying on the Pakanka.
Ilrith should have more of a pomposity.
We would have continued in this divine worship of Dokar and Kazon, but we required additional crew members and repairs to our cloaking device. So we departed the Jiglass constellation and set course for home. But before we had reached our region of space, we detected the passage of a nearby vessel, the Ur-Quan drone. It informed us about you, so here we are. And now, you die.
Well, thank you for that very detailed response. All right, Captain Trent. Okay, we ran into trouble there where I hadn't bothered to learn the controls. Okay.
What a beautiful sight,
Even
Captain.
without it
I
being an
haven't seen
official
Avenger
battle.
blown away like that since the battle in Draco.
And
I
it being
guess
very
you've
short,
shown that
and
you
me
can
doing
handle
absolutely no
yourself in
maneuvering.
battle, Captain. So my
It
last
still gave me enough to
reservation
see
about
how much
helping you has been dissolved.
zooming.
I will
That's
commit
a
this station to helping
that's a
free
game
Earth
changer,
and
baby.
defeat the Ur-Quan. We may get our atoms rearranged in the process, but
I'll
by
be
God,
playing some
Captain,
Super
we're gonna
Melee
try.
just like on my
So
own.
the obvious first step is to get the precursor equipment and software over here so that we can make it work with our ship repair fabricators. But then what, Captain?
Then yeah, it's not. I'd love to tell you it'd be this, Commander, but it's going to be the
Sensible
slowly
plan,
thing.
Captain. Let's get to work. Good luck. By the way, Captain, I think we need a name for this new alliance we're going to forge. And since it was your idea, it's only fair that you get the honor of naming it. So, what will it be?
No, I can't be that much of a turd. But I want some variety.
Very well. From this day forward, we're the Concordance of Alien Nations. Now, Captain, I expect the configuration process for the
Stimpinski!
Starbase to take at least 2 weeks, so let's get to work.
I did it, pal. Saved the galaxy. Now I'm just checking at Ur-Quan Masters for a few minutes.
I have good news to report, Captain. We have successfully integrated the precursor technology from your ship into our fabricator system, and as you can see, we've already begun minor repairs on your ship, patching up some of the micrometeorite holes. We noticed that your ship does not have an emergency warp escape unit, so our engineers rigged up some for you and each of your escorts. Now, you
Sa-Matra
should be
probably
able to
maps
escape
more
from a
clearly
bad
to Exodus
situation with the touch of a
for
button.
doing Ultima
There
Villains.
is a cost, however. The unit gulps up 5 fuel units each time your precursor ship uses it. Also, we now have a limited capacity to make modifications to your ship, to refine starship fuel, to build additional combat ships, and to train new members of your crew for the flagship and any ships you acquire for your fleet. Captain, I know you're eager to get to work, so I'll be brief. If you have any questions how this starbase works, what resources we need, or just some background information on the galaxy, don't hesitate to ask. The more minerals you bring us, Captain, the faster we'll be able to tackle the Ur-Quan.
Ooh, Curious Expedition 2. Alright. Added to my list, which, it's a 3-day weekend, and I finally got my brutal accreditation paperwork stuff done for work. So I don't have to work on the Monday, even though, because I can take the holiday off. I can start burning this list. I'm excited. So what is curious? I mean, I'll learn about it, but what is it? What's curious? Pardon me. Yeah. And that's
Farewell,
fair.
Captain.
If they had done a whole text-to-speech thing just to have the commander awkwardly say your name. Alright, Captain James James. Might have been overkill. Alright. Let's fuel up. Oh, we are fueled up. No, we're not. What's going on here? Oh, you hit enter once, and then you use the up and down arrows to decide what you want to do with the fuel. Ah, noted. That would be especially helpful down the line a little. Which will be quite far. Well, actually, I'll just do it right now. Page up. Page up. Ah. There. No? It's rejecting page up for the crew anyway. a pretty good remix. Alright, save the game. You know what? I can think of one other thing I want to... I don't know if it's even possible, but I can actually put some work in, which I'm not willing to do today. If we could make it to a big star, I want to hear the Melnorm remix. Oh man. You know what? I had a bunch of resource units. Even now, just for this purpose, I will appreciate myself if I... Oh no. If I improve this ship a little. Ah. Okay, great. There. Then we got two things to do. I want to meet Fwifo and hear his beautiful voice, and then I'll be happy to hear the Melnorm voice too. But in that case, I'm a little more concerned with hearing the Melnorm's song. I don't know. I'm skeptical that any remix can capture my heart the same way as the original, but who knows? Alright, modules. I like this less. Yeah, I did a terrible job of picking up on the idea that I would always be able to find the... Alright, thruster. Turn jet. We're doing 2 turn jets because oh my goodness. To Pluto. Eventually. Thrusters to full, Ensign. I told you, Captain, the thrusters are at full. I don't believe you. Thrusters to full, Ensign. Where's Pluto? Oh, there's Pluto. Just listening to Paul Reich talk about how his commitment to... They went down this long... Or he alone. Fred Ford comes in at the end and goes, the theme you might have picked up is that when I think that something's not going to work, I just let Paul mess with it until he realizes. But they're trying to create a model that would make realistic planets, and they couldn't get it to... They're basically trying to program global warming or climate change models into the game, and that's absurd, especially in 1992. Grab this exotic on the way. Yeah, this is a marked improvement in the experience of running the lander around. Just having a bigger view window. Yeah, they couldn't... The problem they ran into, besides just that it was obviously far too much to be doing, was that they... The models they were programming would only make extremely hot worlds and ice worlds, and they couldn't get anything in between to spawn with the models they came up with. But having listened to him talk about that, I'm surprised that, and maybe they did, try to model the orbits, so you come back in a year, and over the course of a year, the Earth just adjusts its position. Seems like the kind of silly choice they might have at least tried to make, consuming just tons of operating resources for something that does not matter.
attention, a big, mean, hostile alien vessel hovering overhead in an obvious attack posture. This is Spotty, Captain Whistle. I know you are going to torture me, so let's just get this over with right now. The coordinates of my homeworld, Spottywa, are 241.6 by 368.7, and the ultra-secret Spotty Cipher, which is known only by me and several billion other Spotty, is Huffy, Muffy, Duffy. Sorry about that little mistake with your landing vehicle. I was so startled when it approached my vessel in a threatening manner that my automated defense systems fired on it when it got too close.
If they're automated, why does it matter that you were startled?
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because your statement is often just a more polite way of saying, attention alien vessel, identify yourself or be destroyed. In any event, I am Spotty Captain Rico of the void ship Star Runner, based here in this planetary system as part of the powerful eschewed Star Force, which our master, the Ur-Quan, established here to make sure the Earthlings don't do anything tricky.
So, what you doing here, buddy?
20 years ago,
I'm
this
enjoying this
region
voice
of
performance.
space was dominated by a loose confederation known as the Alliance of Free Stars, which was
That sounds like
composed of
Danhausen.
the aliens native to these parts who did not want to be enslaved. They made a valiant effort against the superior Ur-Quan forces. It even looked like they might miraculously defeat the combined Ur-Quan armada, right up to the point at which the Ur-Quan totally defeated, indeed annihilated them.
Yeah, it works. It hits the punchlines. Quality amateur voice acting
When the
here.
Ur-Quan armada entered the system to subjugate formerly the Earthlings, the Ur-Quan presented the humans with the standard slave options. Join the hierarchy as combat brawls and retain some autonomy, including the right to travel through space, or become a fellow species and return to free atomic savagery on the surface of their homeworld, encased for all time beneath an impenetrable force shield. The humans chose the latter option, and so were swiftly imprisoned on the surface of Earth. But the Ur-Quan didn't trust them to obey the restrictions, so they chose a small group of hierarchy combat starships from the Inlet and Spartan fleets to create the so-called Earth Guard and station them at a base on Earth's moon. Originally,
could you tell
we were
me?
stationed on Earth's moon, which made us Spotty a bit uneasy because with each passing day we grew more and more worried about the sneaky Earthlings making a surprise attack. But the internet kept telling us
Perfect
that
Spathy.
it was impossible since the
More and
Earthlings
more
had no
afraid
ships or
of a
weapons
completely
whatsoever.
helpless and
That made
subdued
us feel
foe.
a bit better, but when the Ilrat left, again we grew fearful and decided to make a strategic redeployment to Mars. Later on we decided it would be prudent to relocate to Jupiter's moon, Ganymede, then later Saturn's moon, Titan, and finally here to Pluto.
No stop off at Uranus.
The Ilrat contingent were supposed to be the toughest ridge crest, the most rigid flipper, yes, the backbone of the Earth Guard force. But they departed the system en masse not long after the last Ur-Quan dreadnought vanished from this region of space. They claimed to have received a direct order from their gods of evil and darkness, who had grown dissatisfied with the Ilrat's passivity and wanted them to kill, or at least torture someone soon. Personally, I believe they just got bored and went off to have some fun.
I hadn't even paid attention to the music. It's basically the same song. Maybe some different voices.
Well, when they were pushing up into hyperspace 18 years ago, we asked them that very question, and I think they said something to the effect of, real soon.
Ah.
We decided decided that if the Earthlings figured out we had abandoned the base on Luna, they would be more likely to try something sneaky. So, we rigged up some old service androids and ordered them to drive around on the lunar surface in bulldozers, endlessly pushing around the same piles of dirt. In addition, we connected the base's local radio transmitter to an audio mail-norme fun rum called Winky's Happy Night, hoping they would think we were still there. Over the past years, it became necessary to redeploy strategically some of our Earth-bound forces to our homeworld in case of a sudden surprise attack by a vicious, unrelenting alien race which we Spotty call the Ultimate Evil. Dozens, that is to say scores and perhaps even hundreds of my brethren stride through the corridors of this specially modified, super-efficient, mass destruction-oriented starship, which could lay siege to an entire planetary system should we choose to do so, which, fortunately for you, we have decided not to
That might
do
actually
today.
salvage that. That might be worth a watch on YouTube for me. Hundreds.
I am undone. You are far too clever for a poor Spotty like me, and now I must submit to your superior alien intellect. I guess I am not revealing any truly important secrets if I tell you that each of my species' lunar-class void ships typically holds 30 Spotty crewmen, though at present my vessel, the Star Runner, is not up to full complement.
I hadn't thought about it the other times I've listened to Fufo's story, but I like the Spathy call their spaceships void ships.
Right now, seeing as how I am the only spotter on board, which is a bit
That's
frustrating, as
just
I
a
am
nice
sure
little
you
touch.
will understand.
Of course, when the Spathy think of outer space, they don't think of, a vast space to be explored. They think of a horrifying void.
How true, Captain, how true! In truth, just between us, during the past 7 years, I have been quite ill at ease, yet now I find myself enjoying your company. This witty dialogue, and the presence of your huge, powerful, death-dealing starship, which, being my friend, you would certainly feel compelled to use in order to save me from any hostile life forms who threatened me with death. Happy days and jubilation! I discard all prejudice and hesitations and accept and celebrate your offer of protection and your undying commitment to my well-being. I must wax melancholy for just a moment, though, and make sure you understand that any other Spotty ships we meet at large in the galaxy are not going to be quite so responsive to your friendly gestures as myself, since they bear more heavily the yoke of Ur-Quan enslavement and are also apt to talk themselves out of allying with a totally unknown alien, which I, having been left here alone, cannot do. Welcome me aboard, Captain.
Come aboard, Fufo. Now, of course, if it comes down to it, we can talk our way out. We can use our vast intellect to figure out a way to convince the Spathy not to attack if we do meet other ones. So don't worry, Fufo. Okay. Last action. Let's head to Alpha Centauri. And we'll find out if the Melnorm is a remix song and what their voice sounds like, and then that'll be pardon me, a good point for me to stop. I should say, anyone who tunes in for the Ultima 6 Let's Play on Sundays will be earlier tomorrow. Oh, new hyperspace music. I gotta check that too, Cadence, before we stop. Yeah, this works for me. It's got everything. It's got the standard hyperspace song in there. It's a pure remix, but just with some extra stuff layered over it. It's nice. Okay. Oh wow, it even has autofill. Takes me right to it. Wow. Quality of life indeed. Alright. Now we just need to scope planets until we find a Melnorn. Like, there's not a lot of Star Wars DNA in the universe of Star Control, and yet I still wish they had done the horizontal wipes for these fades. The fades are still lovely. A nice touch. That's perhaps one more than we needed here. Mr. Melnorm. Oh, hey. Give the space exploration music enough time, and it is a remix. Is it too soon to meet the Melnorm? No. Excellent. We sure can.
I am Trade Master Greenish, in command of the Melnorme starship, inevitably successful in all circumstances. I bid you a formal welcome, Captain. Though we Melnorme have just recently arrived in this region of space, we have long desired to make contact with your species and look forward to an extended, profitable relationship.
Alright, let's just listen. So far, this is not a remix. And fair enough. I can respect why the musical director for the 3DO port listened to this and was like, what do you want me to do to make this better? But hold on, we'll hear it out. There's the break. Nope. They just kept it pure. I'm not loving the voice.
Even before our first meeting, we knew of you, Captain. Though your struggle to free Earth shall be a long and difficult challenge, fraught with
Yeah,
great
like,
danger and
you can definitely
mistake,
tell that it
we
was
have great
playing out of,
confidence
you know,
in you and
better
your
audio,
abilities.
quality. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I love this voice for the Melnorm. But alright. I do love this song for the Melnorm, as usual. Alright, I think that's where I'm going to wrap up for today. Yeah. Like, I don't even know what my expectations were. I don't know that I would expect it to be that slow. Maybe the same voice, but sped up. Yeah, who knows? But, alright. Thus ends my Star Control 2 Let's Play. 25 episodes, something like almost 90 hours, I think. And I loved every minute of it. And in time, we're going to play around in this some more. Because I want to hear more of the voices, and I'm going to want to play this game again in my life. This was too good a game. Ooh. Super tempted to find out about the Utrecht voice. Alright, so, tomorrow, Ultima 6, False Prophet goes ahead, but I'm starting earlier and ending earlier. I'll update the schedule when I decide exactly when. Then back to normal next weekend. Next Saturday, I'm taking off. I probably won't be on here at all. And then, yeah, Holmes, I got a lot of thinking to do about how much I want to spoil for myself and how much I want to save for when I play again. The answer is somewhere in between 0% and 100%. But I'll have to work that out. And yeah, then I gotta decide what to play next, and I will. And I'll let you folks know, and I'll put it on the schedule and all that good stuff. Yes, I gotta watch that speed. Is Happy Camper's speedrun that you commented on still up, Cadence? Anyway, I'll watch some speedruns. And then, yeah, we'll figure out what I'm doing next. And hopefully some of you folks will join me. And in the fullness of time, we'll go backwards to the roots of Star Control 2 in the Starflight games. And we'll go forwards to see what else happened. Someday Ur-Quan Masters 2 will come out. And we'll find out what truly canonically happens next in the Star Control universe. That's fair. But still, if it's there, I'm going to check that out. And then I'll watch a proper one on YouTube. See what it's like. Anyway, and we'll carry on. We'll play some games in the fullest of time, and hope to see you folks around. It was a ton of fun. I'm so glad that I finally got to experience this game, but even more so, experience it with all of you, and even many of you who have tuned in from time to time but weren't there. If you're watching this recording later, I was glad you were here. Awesome. Cool. That's it, folks. Until the next time, those celestial bodies are in harmony. Take care of yourselves and be kind to everyone you meet.